here in just a few moments. Ryan Breeden broadcasting Oklahoma State softball. Welcome back into Cowgirls Stadium for this third game of this home opening weekend. The Cowgirls 2-0 so far this weekend and riding in on a 5-game win streak dating back to game 1 of last weekend down in San Marcos, and now ready to go again against the Red Hawks. And this time, Presley Downing still in that all-orange like they wore in game 1. And she's ready for the first pitch of the day. Has a 1.30 ERA, 3-0 record, 16 innings pitched, 14 hits, just 3 earned runs, 12 strikeouts to 3 walks. And here's her first pitch of the evening, and that is high and outside. We're underway with game 2. Cowgirls coming in at 13-4, and Southeast Missouri coming in at 3-11, including riding in here with a 5-game losing streak. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is strike 1. Jo Havenhill over behind home plate now. Troy Quick-Kendall, who was our home plate ump in game 1, moves over to third, and Perry Owens, who was our home plate ump last night against Nebraska, is over at first. I'll introduce you to the starting lineups throughout the course of this first inning. 1-1 pitch. A foul ball slapped over to the right side. So as a lineup for Southeast Missouri, it's Camden Hutton leading things off, the second baseman, followed by Madison Winkler, the center fielder. Brooklyn Sasoff, the third baseman, will be batting third today. Addison Martinet, the shortstop, batting fourth. 1-2 pitch, going outside, not going to get the call that time. So navigating, trying to figure out that strike zone there from Jo Havenhill here early on. Again, 2 balls and 2 strikes, just underway in game 2. Presley's 2-2 pitch. It's a ground ball, foul to the third base side. Continuing on with the SEMO starting lineup, Aubrey Shore is the DP batting 5th, followed by Reagan Brannon, the catcher, batting 6th. Gracie Luna is starting at first base, and she's batting 7th tonight, followed by Jaylee Walther at left field, batting 8th, who's a freshman, followed by another freshman, Jasmine Manow, the right fielder, batting 9th. 2-2, a little flare out to right center field and down for an early base hit. Gonna try to potentially turn over to second. No, instead, a hard round and retreating back to the first base bag. So a leadoff single for Camden Hutton. Stays consistent to start her season, her 14th hit of the year. And now a leadoff base runner to open up game 2 for the Red Hawks. So now the starting lineup for your Cowgirls. Obviously, Presley Downing out there in the circle, and we'll continue to tell stories and get you acclimated to the Cowgirl freshman throughout the course of tonight's game as she fires in a first pitch strike to Madison Winkler, left-handed hitting center fielder. Starting lineup for the Cowgirls here, very similar to game 1. J.L. Austin out in center field right now, and she is leading things off when we get to the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-1. There is strike 2, going back to the outer half and able to spot that one precisely. Rosie Davis, after her 2-hit day in the first game, she is starting at third base once again and batting second, followed by Claire Tim out in right field. She's batting third. And at cleanup, Amanda Hassler, the DP. 0-2, a rise ball for ball 1. Carly Godwin still batting 5th, and she is starting at first base. Tia Warsop out in left field, and she is batting 6th. Audrey Schneidmiller goes from DP back to behind the plate. She's catching and batting 7th. And then the Jones sisters, Jaden Jones at second base, batting 8th. There's a liner to third base, caught by Davis, ranging near the line. First out of the game. And then Aubrey Jones, just to Rosie Davis's left, will be batting 9th, and she is, of course, at shortstop once again. So that's how the Cowgirls lay this thing out here in game 2. Game number 18 of the regular season. Brooklyn Sasoff after the line out to third, taking ball 1. 7th all-time meeting between these two programs. That meeting, they wrapped up just after 4:30 with the 8-0 run rule. Was the first one in the Kenny Gajewski era between these two teams. A foul ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Brooklyn Sasoff from Blue Springs, Missouri, just kind of down the road from where SEMO has its campus. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Jones tried to turn two, flip to second for one, throw to first on a bounce, could not scoop it in, so they'll just get that lead runner at second. Can't quite turn two like they did in the first game. But nonetheless, 2 down here in the top of the first. Runner still on first now.
Now batting the shortstop, number 20, Addison Martin.
Addison Martin back in now. The cleanup batter, the shortstop. With a runner on first, her first pitch. Ground ball pulled, foul to the third base line. Batting .214 here this season. She was in the starting lineup for SEMO in the first game, and she was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 2 of the 6 Ks that Riley Crandall picked up, her most strikeouts in a game this season. The 0-1. Martini takes that one up and a little bit out. Count now even 1-1. For Presley Downing, so far in her college career, which has been brief but has been successful, making her 5th start. Here's the 1-1. There is strike 2 taken. 5th career start, has a 3-0 record, 16 2/3 innings pitched, 15 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned, 12 strikeouts to 3 walks. Looking to end the inning, 1-2 on the way. And a foul ball keeps it alive. Downing, just like J.L. Austin from down the turnpike in Owasso. Crucial piece to that Rams team. 1-2. With the curve outside, that's her primary pitch. We'll see a lot of that here in this game, as well as throughout her entire career. Goes with the curve, has a changeup, fastball, and a rise ball. The 2-2, where will she go? It's a ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Jones, hesitates for a moment, but there's that strong arm compensating and making the play. For a quick inning for Presley Downing, 1 runner reaching base safely on the leadoff base hit, but nothing else. Bottom of 1 coming up, it's 0-0 our score. The Cowgirls gonna have J.L. Austin, Rosie Davis, and Claire Tim coming up. It's Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball from Learfield.
Fans, we do remind you that all foul balls should be returned to the foul ball chute located above the third base dugout. Tinker Federal Credit Union is here for you in life and money. TFCU is Oklahoma's largest credit union and a proud sponsor of Cowgirls softball. Fuzzy's Taco Shop on the Strip in Stillwater is a proud sponsor of Cowgirls softball. All game days start at Fuzzy's with its casual, fun atmosphere, Baja-style Mexican food, and ice-cold beer and margaritas. Feed your addiction at Fuzzy's. Iron Monk is loyal and true to Stillwater, and the official craft beer of
First time seeing Oklahoma State's offense here in Game 2 of this doubleheader after an 8-0 run rule in Game 1. J.L. Austin representing the Cowgirls in all orange, America's brightest, with the sun still out and about, and will continue to dwindle down throughout the course of tonight's game. And hopefully, with what yesterday was with 11 innings, hopefully you don't have a repeat of that. It was a long game, 3 hours and 5 minutes last night, the 2-1 win against Nebraska. Certainly a statement victory early on in the season, and we'll see 2 more against them tomorrow as well as on Sunday. But task at hand now, the SEMO Redhawks and their starting pitcher, who is a senior, the right-hander Elliott Stinson, with a 5.16 ERA so far this season. Has a 1-1 record, 12 innings pitched, 14 hits, 9 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, and 5 walks. And her first pitch of the evening is a ball. J.L. Austin in that first game, 1 for 3, led off the bottom of the first with a triple. She's ahead in the count, 2-0. Goes by Juice. she sure brings it. Each and every game, a true 5-tool player. Well, quick pause for the second baseman, Camden Hutton, to grab some shades. That sun blaring on in through the grandstand right at second. 2-0 up for ball 3, so a good start. The first at-bat for Oklahoma State with J.L. Austin. With her base hit in that first game, she's reached base safely in 16 of 17 games. She takes strike 1. Has been up at the top of the order for most of the year. Kind of alternated that with Tia Warsop, but it's been mostly Juice at the top, and she swings away on a 3-1 count. Comes up empty, so the count now full. Hit her first career home run in her first game as a Cowgirl against Stanford. They're on the road in Palo Alto. The 3-2, J.L. Austin. Another foul ball this time, and so we'll do the payoff again. She does lead the team in walks with 12. See if she can pick up her 13th. Or perhaps get a base hit. 3-2, here it comes. She takes ball 4. Nice and easy start to the bottom of the first inning. So J.L. Austin on base for the 17th time now out of 18 games. She also does have some speed over there.
Now batting the third baseman.
See if she decides to use that early on. Tied for the team lead in stolen bases with 5. Rosie Davis stands in for the first time here in game 2. Taking the first pitch for a ball low and inside, and she had a multi-hit game earlier today. 2 for 2. She also was hit by a pitch. Came around to score a run as well. Extended her hit streak to 10 consecutive games. Picked up her 6th multi-hit game as well. Runner on the move, and there's a foul ball. Davis with 14 RBI and a 375 average, and pretty much all of that has been done here in the last 10 games. 1-1, way outside. This looked like an intentional pitch out, if you will. No, it wasn't designed to be that, but Rosie has had her fair share of intentional walks this year. She was actually intentionally walked twice against UCLA. What was a 4-3 win in extra innings for the Cowgirls, 2-1. There goes J.L. Austin. There's that speed as the ball soars out into center field, and there she goes on a third. Ball dropped in center by Winkler, and an easy stolen base and an advancement on the errant throw down. So just like that, going from first all the way over to third. Now 3 balls and a strike for Rosie Davis, who has a duck out there on the pond. So there's that speed I was referencing. Her 6th stolen bag of the year. And now 60 feet away from being the first run of the evening. Can Davis bring her in? Swinging away, 3-1 and foul ball. Count 3-2. To the Cowgirl, who has been proclaimed the Queen of Clutch. For good reason. 3-2. There's a ground ball to second base. We'll get the job done with a run coming in to score. It's a RBI ground out for Rosie Davis, but it's 1-0 Cowgirls in the bottom of the first. 15th RBI of the year for Rosie. Brought home J.L. Austin. Oh, now a clean slate once again. Nobody on, one away. And we'll see Claire Tim. Claire Tim back to her 2024 form when she was an NFCA third-team All-Region selection. Swinging away, first pitch and a foul ball up on top of the clubhouse. In that first game, she was 1 for 3, had an RBI and a run scored, and taking now strike 2. Cowgirls this season 7-1 when Claire Tim has an RBI. 0-2, that one drifts outside. has set several career highs or career firsts this season. Had a career high 5 RBI against Cal in that opening weekend, and also received her first ever Big 12 Player of the Week honor this past weekend. The 1-2 up the middle for a base hit. There's her second hit of the day overall, her first one in game 2. Nice and easy single on the ground up the middle, and now turns it on over to Amanda Hassler. Mando not having to focus on hitting and catching today here in this second game. She can just focus on what she's doing right now. Going up to the plate, she is the VP here in this second game. First pitch up and outside. The Hassler family saw them earlier today, hanging out there in left field, as are most of the other parents. The 1-0. Amanda, an easy take for ball 2. Now over 150 games of experience for Mando, and prompting a quick circle visit here in the bottom of the first. 1 run already in for Oklahoma State, 1-0 our current score. Claire Tim on first base. Amanda Hassler in a 2-0 count. Hey, Cowgirl fans, whether you're hungry or needing a beverage at all Oklahoma State sporting events, we've got you covered. You got Smokin' Joe's, Simple Modern, Curdy Shack, Frito-Lay, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Konica Sausage, and if you're really feeling like a good time, we've got Good Boy Vodka in all the concessions areas at all of our OSU sporting events as well. A lot of action this weekend. 14 different sporting events taking place on this campus. Got softball, baseball, basketball, women's basketball. There's a foul ball from Amanda, so now 2-1. It's that time of year where pretty much every sport intersects with each other. You've got the winter sports that are wrapping up and the spring sports that are getting started. Baseball has a game going on tonight, 2-1. That's ball 3. Well, Amanda walked twice in game 1. Looking to walk in her first plate appearance of the night here in game 2. She takes a strike. Claire Tim goes down, and nobody covering second. So just like last time, there's an advancement all the way from first to third. Well, if it happens once, and that could be a coincidence, twice, that's a trend. And now SEMO has had a couple of throws down, get away. Well, and if you think the Cowgirls aren't going to take advantage of that, I'm going to tell you, you've got another thing coming. Claire Tim all the way on the stolen base and the advancement to third, and now 3-2 count for Amanda Hassler. Here's the pitch, and she skies that one a mile high, drifting out of play. Drops on top of the dugout. Looking to extend what is already a 1-0 lead and extend what is already 23 RBI on the season, which is the most of any Cowgirl. The 3-2. There's a ground ball, and it kicks off of the bag, and I think that hit Claire. Well, she's heading back in there to third. It was a foul ball. She was in foul ground. That did get her on the leg. Luckily, not a situation like Kaya Booker in the first game where she gets struck in the field of play and it's an automatic out. So it was a foul ball. Claire Tim seems good to go. So we'll do the 3-2 again after the foul ball, and we'll have another one. So now 4 long at-bats to start this game out. Elliott Stenson up near 20 pitches. Not even to the back half of the order yet, with Carly Godwin on deck, batting 5th. Three balls and 2 strikes. Stenson gets the call. Here's the payoff pitch, and she got Hassler swinging away and missing for strike 3. Buried one low and in, kind of a disappearing breaking pitch. Looked like a drop ball there from Stinson to Hassler, and she won that battle. And so now with 2 away and a runner on third, it's up to Carly Godwin. Takes outside. Had an RBI in the first game. Batting .340 this season. Cowgirls scored 4 runs with 2 outs in that first game, and that ball gets away from the catcher, but Claire Tim not enticed to run home. Bounced back to Brannon quickly enough. So the count 2-0. The pitch. Ball 3. The one thing that's really come along for Carly in her career, the plate discipline has risen off the charts here over the last 2 years, and her 3-0 is an easy ball 4. Runners now on the corners with 2 away, and Tia Warsop again, who had the bases loaded twice in game 1, and was able to drive home at least 1 run in those 2 at-bats. Now she has another chance in this first time up here in the first inning of game 2. We saw the Cowgirls take second twice. We'll see if they try it again. There goes Carly. No throw down, and they'll just let that one up uncontested. So stolen bag for Carly Godwin, her 4th one of the year. Runners on second and third. And a 1-0 count. The pitch. There's a strike. Carly had never had more than 3 stolen bases in a season. So Hardy has set a career high in stolen bases in a season, and there's still so many games left. There's a foul ball for strike 2. Just on game 18 now out of 56.
Go, Tia.
Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Tio watching it out. 1 run in on 1 hit so far. Here's the 2-2. Count now full. An RBI ground out from Rosie Davis to get the action started. The 3-2, and Tia pops it up back behind home plate, staying back there right on top of the plate, and the catch made by Brannon to end the inning. Cowgirls strand a couple in scoring position, but are able to scratch across the first run. 1-0 through 1 inning of play. Top of 2 coming up. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball from their field.
Fans, we want to recognize Smoking Joe's, Simple Modern, The Kearney Chef, Frito-Lay, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Kaneka Sausage, and Good Boy Vodka as our preferred concession partners. Whether you're hungry or in need of a beverage, be sure to make these your go-to concessions. Our thanks to these great partners for their support of OSU Athletics. Simmons Bank is proud to support the lasting power of women in sports through a multi-year presenting sponsorship agreement with Cowgirl Athletics. While the season is short, fierce is forever. Simmons Bank, official sponsor of Cowgirl softball. And for next time you plan to shop or dine in Stillwater, make sure to stop by Merrifield Office Supply, Charlie's Discount Drug, The Free Sports, BNC Business Products, Eskimo Joe's, Mexico Joe's, Shoe Sensation, The Smoky Pokey, Cowboy Travel Plaza, and Stillwater Regional Airport. These great Stillwater businesses are proud partners.
You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball in a 1-0 lead through 1 inning of play here in game 2 of this double-header Friday. The 3rd game of the weekend, and halfway there to all 6 they're going to play throughout the course of the weekend. 2 more against Nebraska, 1 against South Dakota State as well. And so far, taking an early lead again here today in this 2nd game, just like in game 1. The Cowgirls pretty darn good when they score first. Cowgirl softball sponsored by Simmons Bank. Banking that fits your life and not the other way around. Checking designed for you, no minimum. Avoid fees, get paid early, open online in minutes. Member FDIC. All accounts subject to approval, restrictions may apply. So the Cowgirls outscoring teams 28-12 after the first inning of games this season. When they score first, they are 11-1. Early swing and a miss from Aubrey Shore. First pitch of the inning, the 20th pitch of the evening for Presley Downing. 5th start of the year. The 0-1. Runs a little bit out. Ball and a strike. Presley had some off-the-charts stats when she was at Owasso and is a top 15 recruit nationally. 1-1, lifted out to center field, and her Owasso teammate J.L. Austin there to make the catch for the first out in the second inning. So Presley Downing was named the 2025 Tulsa World Player of the Year, and what she did as a senior, a 1.10 ERA, 24-3 record, won a state championship. She finished with 261 strikeouts in the season as well, and she had 705 strikeouts total in her Owasso career. A 1.11 career ERA. Getting ahead early to Reagan Brannon. Had a 76-9 career record. Here's the 0-1. That one leaks outside. Already got that quick fly out to center field. 1-1 to Brannon. Curve just missed a bit out. 3-time 6A1 District Pitcher of the Year. Two-1. Foul ball, 2-2. You'll see every time Presley Downing is out there in the circle, she has a different colored ribbon in her hair up at the top of her ponytail. Talked to her about that before, and I won't get too in depth on that. 2-2. Brannon takes a curve outside, but for Presley, she does it to honor one of her friends that passed away a little over a year ago, and she wears that ribbon every single game in honor of his memory. 3-2 count to Reagan Brannon. Here's the pitch. Presley missed it inside, and that's a one-out walk here at the top of the second. Moves it on over to Gracie Luna, the junior starter at first tonight.
Now batting the first baseman, number 7.
Has a 138 batting average. First pitch. There's a curve out. And after the walk and then that first pitch ball, Audrey Schneidmiller smartly calling time, going out to talk with Presley Downing. Some words of encouragement, now back right at it again. And for Presley Downing, part of what's made her so successful this early in her college career has been getting ahead in counts and limiting walks. That was just her 4th walk of the year in 17 of the 3rd innings pitched. The 1-0. Foul ball. And it's not been against bottom of the barrel competition either by any stretch of the imagination. Presley Downing pitched against LSU, UCLA, there in Clearwater, and was able to keep it to no earned runs and a little over 2 1/3 innings combined. There's ball 2. early 1-0 lead for Oklahoma State. An RBI from Rosie Davis. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Runner on first and one away. Double play is in order if you were to get a ground ball. Of course, would also take a strikeout. The 2-2. She'll get a pop-up and foul ground. Should be playable for Carly Godwin, and she makes the catch. Nearly popped out of the glove, but able to squeeze that on in and make the play for the second out. So 2 gone. Brings up Jaylee Walther, a freshman who has just one career at bat.
Jaylee Walther.
Has been mainly a pinch runner for Coach Redburn, and first pitch called strike 1. Skipped away to the backstop. Audrey Schneidmiller there quickly. So 0-1, freshman on freshman battle. Pitch, trying to bunt her way on, and Schneidmiller nearly made the catch from out of her stance. Pounced on that thing and just about made a heck of a play. Couldn't fully squeeze it into the count 0-2. But with Audrey Schneidmiller, you know that you're going to get elite defense. And with that heightened awareness, great instincts, and an overall playmaker, and she tried to make a heck of a play there. 0-2, just off. Good miss, though, from Presley Downing. Was working from ahead here in this count, trying to end the top of the second. Cowgirls will have Audrey Schneidmiller due up to start off the next inning with Jaden Jones and Aubrey Jones to follow. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Her first punch out of the night, able to run that one to the outer half, and Walther could not get the bat out there. So a Frito-Lay strikeout for Presley Downing ends the second inning. And we head to the bottom of 2, 1-0 Oklahoma State with a lead. This is Cowgirls softball from Learfield.
Join the first family of wrestling at the 2026 Posse Benefit Auction on Saturday, April 25th in Gallagher-Iba Arena. Advanced tickets and table reservations are available now by scanning the QR code or going to okstate.com/auction. Official reviews during tonight's game are brought to you by Oklahoma Promo. Fans, be sure to pick up the official Cowgirls Softball Game Day program sponsored by Integris Heart Hospital. It has rosters, coaching staff bios, player pictures, and more. Stop by the marketing table to get your free copy.
Softball here in game 2 of the doubleheader in a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second coming up, Audrey Schneidmiller, and keeping up with the Joneses in the bottom of the seventh inning, or bottom of the second inning. 7, 8, and 9 up in the order. Ryan Breeden broadcasting Oklahoma State softball, which is sponsored by Oklahoma Promo, your one-stop shop for marketing needs. Whether it's promotional products, t-shirts, sweatshirts, staff polos, or jackets. If you want your logo on it, we can make it happen. Call us at Oklahoma Promo, 918-248-8144. Visit us online, oklahomapromo.com. First inning took 34 pitches from Elliott Stinson to get 3 outs, but was able to avoid a major crisis. Just that 1-run scoring. The Cowgirls stranded runners on second and third. And now Audrey Schneidmiller may be right up there for the hottest bats on the team, getting it started with a called strike 1. Not only is she batting .333, she tied her season total from hits last year already this season. 7 RBI. Now the count even in 1-1. Burleson, Texas. 1-1. It's a foul ball. And I talked with Coach Gajewski about Audrey before the first game today in our pregame show that we have that runs before these games start, and talked about Audrey and what she has gone through to get here, right? As there's a ground ball to shortstop. Diving play by Martini, keeps it in front, but not enough for it to be Audrey Schneidmiller's 10th hit of the year. And a leadoff infield single for the Cowgirl that really at any time over the last handful of seasons could have made the decision to transfer out and go somewhere that she was going to get a lot of playing time, be an everyday starter, when she was behind a couple of high-octane transfers. You had Caroline Wong that came in 2024, was one of the best catchers in the country. Jaden Jones taking strike one. And then right after that, Amanda Hassler commits out of the portal from NC State, leads the team in home runs last year, and Audrey Schneidmiller, she had been a fantastic defensive catcher, just couldn't really get a lot of at-bats in the lineup. There's ball two, or ball one, I should say, in a 1-1 count. And Coach G even said, yeah, listen, we had conversations with Audrey and said, we'll do whatever's in your best interest. If you want to transfer out, we'll help you, but we want you to be here, and we see you as an important part of this team, as there's a wave and a miss, strike two. She ends up staying, because that's just kind of the person that she is. It's how she was raised. Her parents have really become a big part of this program, this culture as well, Kurt and Melanie, and never once did Audrey think about leaving. And now here seeing it pay off in 2026 in a big way as a redshirt senior. We've seen her batting average expand now up to 360. 2-2 goes up and in and gets the helmet of Jaden Jones, and so I think she's all good. Coach Bergeron will collect the Evo Shield and no extra look. There at Jaden Jones, that one ran up and in. But she'll take the free base. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And her younger sister Aubrey, seeing if she can come up and get revenge for that hit by pitch on her sister. There's a ball. 1-0 the count. Aubrey batting .350 so far here in 40 at-bats even now in the season. The 1-0, foul ball. An active 6-game hit streak heading into the second game. Picked up a hit there in that 8-0 win earlier today, and see if she can get one here. The 1-1 down on the count, 1-2. Good things tend to happen when Aubrey Jones does get a hit. The Cowgirls 9-0 this season when Aubrey Jones records a hit. The 1-2. Jones goes down swinging. Challenge pitch on the outer quadrant, getting the swing and a miss. One away. Back to the top of the order for JL Austin.
Now batting the center fielder, number 34, JL Austin.
She walked and scored in the first, picked up a stolen base as well. Takes the first pitch just outside. 1-0 the count. Two on and one away. The 1-0 trying to bunt her way on, and a bunt right back to the pitcher. Throw to first is there. So moving those runners over to second and third. Couldn't run it out herself. Just kind of pushed that one back middle a little bit too much. That's the one place that you really don't want to place a bunt. Right back to the circle, and Stinson did a good job depositing that throw over to first base. But two runners in scoring position with two down for Rosie Davis, who with her RBI in her most recent at-bat has extended out to 15 RBI this season, and she's done most of that damage from the second weekend on. 1-0, ground ball to third, and the shortstop's gonna have to make a play. Martinez throw to first is not in time, so an Infield RBI single for Rosie Davis. Drives home her second run of the day, and it's 2-0 Cowgirls here in the bottom of the second. And that's one of those that if you are Martigny at shortstop, you really would have wished that your third baseman, Brooklyn Sasoff, would have been able to cut that ball off before it rolled all the way back there. Long throw, and you had to wait for it to get to you deep in that 5-6 hole, and just try your best to make a throw, and Rosie Davis was there by about a step and a half. So with that, able to bring home that second run, and that was a run scored from Audrey Schneidmiller. So the same score as where we were at in the last game through this point in time. It was 2-0 Cowgirls through 2 in the first game today against SEMO, and right back there again. But runners on the corners and 2 outs, and I would not be shocked to see Rosie Davis take off here. And with what we've seen from Reagan Brandon, she may just let her have it. Indeed she does. There goes Rosie, and the ball dropped by Brandon, and having no choice but to just allow that stolen base. Now second and third. I think that ball hit off of maybe the arm of our home plate umpire, Joe Havenhill. He's checked on by Mike Barlow, our head trainer. That pitch kind of crossed up the catcher, Reagan Brannon. She didn't even really get a glove on it. Pretty much straight to Joe Havenhill, who says he's okay. They'll give him a little bit of water. Had one that just got him pretty much right in the midsection. Well, and for the Cowgirls, already 4 stolen bases. We're only in the bottom of the second. That's some toughness there from Joe Havenhill. Glad he's okay. And we'll continue in this 1-0 count to Claire Tim. Again, 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs, 1 run already in. 1-0. Foul ball. Jaden Jones over at third, and Rosie Davis, who has 2 RBI here in the second game. She's on second to 1-1. Claire with another foul ball that lands harmlessly over the head of Sazoff. So now a ball and 2 strikes. Claire with a career batting average up over 300, approaching 70 career RBI and a 1-2 count on a ball that runs upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2 from Stenson, and another foul ball. Over 50 pitches thrown now for Elliot Stinson. Cowgirls have batted all the way through already, and it's the second inning. 2-2, Claire, and another foul ball. Three consecutive. Sun beginning to dissipate. Mostly shadows out there on the field now, and a 2-2 outside, 3-2. It's Amanda Hassler on deck. We'll have a payoff pitch here, the 3-2. Claire with a line drive out to left field, and it is caught by Walther to end the inning. Cowgirls strand a couple more, but are able to score another run. 2-0 Oklahoma State through 2 innings of play. Top of the third coming up. It's Cowgirls softball from Learfield.
fans, let's give a shout out to Jordan and Jackson in section 204. They're today's lucky fans of the game, brought to you by visitstillwaterok.org. And your attention fans, if you have a standing room only ticket, you are now free to move to any open orange seat. However, we remind you that season ticket holders still have priority for their seats throughout the game.
Nothing lead, a little bit of deja vu from game one. This was a lead earlier today in the first game against Southeast Missouri, which was an 8-0 run rule win, and still a lot more work to do. Presley Downing continuing, hopefully, status quo with where she has been. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no earned runs, 37 pitches to get through the first 8 batters that she has faced. So Jasmine Manal, the number 9 batter, will lead this thing off, and it'll be 9-1-2 in the SEMO order. Due up for us, and listening in, and if you're on ESPN Plus, watching into some Cowgirl softball here tonight. Ryan Breeden in the broadcast booth here at Cowgirl Stadium, and joined for the first time today by the busy and man of many hats, but mainly a black Cowgirl softball hat right now, Jesse Martin.
Hey, Ryan.
Welcome on.
Good to see you, man. Sorry I've been so busy today.
Well, you said it last night. 14 events on campus, sporting events on campus over the next
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Baseball getting started. I think they're underway shortly over there at O'Brate Stadium, across the street from us. And then you've got basketball. First pitch of the inning, trying to bunt her way on. Manal pushes it foul, an 0-1 count.
You could throw in some equestrian was earlier today.
That's right.
Women's tennis, women's basketball tomorrow. Some more softball and
3
some
more
softball and some baseball as well. So it's just a busy time around here. This is the fun crossover period of our seasons as working in the athletic department.
Manal takes a ball outside, a ball and a strike.
What better way to spend a Friday afternoon, though?
Absolutely.
I can think of a lot worse places than Cowgirl Stadium, and it's just been busy. And with the crowds that we've had here on opening weekend, Ryan, like I want to get out and see every one of them. So I've been spending a lot of time having conversations with donors, with season ticket holders.
1-1, fouled up and out of play. It'll bounce over towards the sidewalks off to our left. I think I parked my car far enough away from that. Shouldn't be in the danger zone.
You like that sound effect, didn't you?
I get a little bit nervous
That was
every
a
time
sound
I
effect,
hear it.
Ryan.
Yeah, that's what it is every time. You know, it's pretty easy to tell that it's a sound effect when they hit it over to the right side because there's nothing over there except for the remnants of Allie P. Here's the 1-2. Manal takes a rise ball.
But it's such
2-2.
a family reunion atmosphere here at Cowgirl Stadium. As this atmosphere has grown year after year, they're tailgating together. They can't wait to hang out with each other. So I want to get by and just like shake all the, old cousins' hands.
2-2, yeah, pretty much what it is. I mean, we see them here at home a lot less often than we probably would want to, right? I mean, 22 scheduled home games this year, had less than that last year. I think it ended up being 14. But we have
I think we have some wrestlers back in the house too, Ryan. They made their way here last night.
yeah, it looks like we do.
That's that family
See Sergio
atmosphere around
Vega.
OSU athletics. Our student athletes supporting other student athletes. It happens across all of our sports. It's very cool because they hang out at study hall, they hang out at training table together. A lot of the dorm situations are close by to each other. Workouts, they see them in the gym. They come out and support each other. I think that's a cool thing about college athletics.
Well, having a umpires meeting with all 3 of them coming together. Any idea what this could be about?
Not since I'm up here with you, Ryan. Normally, I'd be in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Just at least have an idea what's going on. So I don't know if there's a technology maybe that's not working.
Quick conversation.
Yep.
Well, it was really funny because yesterday, I mean, we still have things to iron out here, right? Yesterday, after Rosie Davis hit the walk-off home run, the joke is that she broke the video board even though she didn't hit the video board. She hit it over the batter's eye, walked it off, and pretty much right after it happened, the scoreboard, the massive scoreboard went dark. Here's the pitch on the ground, pulled foul. So there is an out in the inning now, and I think that was discussing the fate of Jasmine Manow as they say that she is down on strikes. I guess. Never really got clarification up here. Camden Hutton takes the ball. And I was talking a little bit earlier with Jeremy about it, right? And he had said we figured out what it was. And do you know what it was that got the video board?
It was something up here.
It was the fridge over in the press box.
Just overloaded the circuit.
It did. The 1-1. That one lifted out to right field. On the move, Tim Reaper makes the basket catch. 2 down here at the top of the third. And so it was, you had everything going, right? You had the PA system, you had the music going, you had everybody, like all the stuff was activating at one time, and right at that time the fridge kicked on too, and it just kind of blew the circuit. So they had to move the fridge onto its own circuit today. So they've been doing all that work. But it's been really fun. I mean, the video board looks spectacular. First pitch on the line, past Carly Godwin for a 2-out base hit. Couldn't stab and keep that one in front. So Madison Winkler is aboard.
Yeah, we got one more piece of technology, Ryan, that needs to be implemented on that board, and it's your speed of pitch, right? And so we're having some issues with that software, not just here at O'Brate Stadium as well. I was talking to our facilities manager, Kyle Waters, and we're running that across the board. So once we get that, we'll actually have the pitch speed up there.
There's a call, strike one. Now facing Brooklyn Sazoff, the third baseman. So would that end up going
you see that
right to the right
yeah.
of the count?
Yeah. We just didn't do
There's the square for it. It's waiting there.
We didn't do a bad graphic design on it. I mean, there's technology that's going in there.
And a strike 2 taken again, going back to the well, taking the paintbrush to the outside corner and an 0-2 count. Cowgirls lead 2-0, top of the third, 2 outs and 2 strikes and a runner on.
The one thing I'm learning on being on the Division I softball committee, Ryan, is just we're implementing all these new technologies.
0-2, that one off of the curve.
And it's easy to make those decisions at a high level. It's another thing to execute them on campus, right? It takes, if you think about the technical engineers and you know, the IT people it takes to make sure. We had an issue with our system. We talked about it, O2O, that our umpires used.
1-2, Sazoff fights it off, and we'll do the 1-2 again.
And that O2O software is a headset, kind of like what you see in college football, but the umpires are using it so they can communicate with each other without having to huddle. So when they huddled, I was like, hey,
guess it's not working.
We don't need to huddle, guys. We got the technology, but the technology could fail. You get into all different kinds of frequencies.
1-2, Sazoff takes the curve outside again, 2-2.
So the moral is we're making all these decisions to make softball better.
Yep.
We got to remember how to implement it on your campus site and make sure it sounds good in theory, but let's make sure it's a great fan experience as well.
It's just like everything. You have trial runs, and eventually you get there. 2-2. Downing gets a ground ball to shortstop. An easy flip to second, sister to sister, to end the inning. End the half inning, I should say. Top of the third. One single in the inning for SEMO. Bottom of the third coming up. Cowgirls lead 2-0. When we come back, it'll be Amanda Hassler, Carly Godwin, and Tia Warsop due up. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball from Learfield.
All right, fans, turn your attention to left field. It's time for the Proton Flight Club Dizzy Bat Race, brought to you by the Oklahoma Proton Center. Our contestants are Skylar and Nina. And they'll spin 10 times around their bat, run to grab the inflatable bat, and then try to hit the inflatable softball. Whoever hits the ball the furthest will be the winner. On your mark, get set, go!
Back in here in the bottom of the third. Oklahoma State leading it over SEMO 2-0 here at Cowgirls Stadium under the bright lights here at home for the third time here this weekend. Ryan Breeden and Jesse Martin with me. Jesse making his not radio debut, because of course we did most of the 55 games together last year, and quite a few of them so far this year where you've been on and off. And this is your ESPN Plus debut.
Yeah.
We're over on ESPN Plus right now. Appreciate everybody for listening and or watching, whether it be KGFY, Varsity Network, StillwaterRadio.net, or ESPN Plus.
Well, everybody that's listening or watching, if you don't have any plans tomorrow, I encourage you to get to Stillwater because it's going to be electric. I'm looking to break our attendance record tomorrow, Ryan. And I truly think it's within our grasp.
Which is what?
It'll be. I think we can get over 2,000.
Because we had 1,800 last
Yep.
night.
It's 19 and some change, about 1950.
Amanda Hassler takes a called strike. We're underway with the bottom of the third inning. Again, Cowgirls 2 runs on 3 hits. It's stranded 4 runners on base, so just kind of looking to drive in some of those extra runners. And Mando get a crack at it to lead the inning off, and she takes a ball in on the legs. 1-1. Southeast Missouri out of the Ohio Valley Conference. 1-1. Ground ball to third, snagged by Sazoff, and the throw to first in time. 1 up, 1 down. SEMO, hanging tough here in the second game. Now Carly Godwin pointing at the graphics we have
I'm
up
just
there.
pointing at it, Ryan. Like that video board adds so much to our game day atmosphere here, right? Before we just had the stationary static video or scoreboard with the, just telling you what inning it is.
Carly swinging away, first pitch and a foul ball over towards the visiting bullpen.
And what's unique about our video board, because of the configurations and not to get too far into the details, it takes a video room production like what you see at a TV station to run all these video boards and do the ESPN broadcast.
0-1, high for ball 1.
When we do multiple games, we're on an independent system. Right next door, we have one of our marketing employees that's geared for softball that's running all the content that you see up there.
Really?
Yeah. So it's quite a production just next door
1-1 pitch, a curve outside, 2-1.
on just a laptop.
Because you only have a certain amount of capabilities with a studio, like when you have over there in the West End Zone at BPS, right? I mean, you can only run a couple things at a time. 2-1. There's ball 3. And you got the video board, obviously, in baseball. You got the video board over in soccer. You've got one with football, obviously. I think that's it. I'm not missing any, am I? You got
Tennis has video boards as well.
Yeah, video boards of tennis, GIA. 3-1. Just got a piece. The count now full. 1 away in the bottom of the third for the North Carolina Cowgirl. I think from what I've heard around the rumor mill, and hopefully she's not mad at me for this, I think her boyfriend is here today from North Carolina. Apparently he has an even thicker Southern accent than she does. There's a foul ball, if you can believe that, Jesse.
She has that accent for sure, Ryan. That's a tough one to believe.
Hear the left field corrals having fun. They do it at least 1 half inning every game with the outfielders out there. 3-2, popped up out to center field. Could be trouble, but calling it off, taking command, making the play. Winkler at center field for the second out of the inning.
Ryan, we've had a good crowd here, for 3 o'clock that first game. And it's kind of rolled right into this.
I honestly think that, Jesse, there was more people here for the 3 o'clock game.
Yeah. And, that kind of went into play as we're talking about it. You're trying to balance, you get done with that game early. Hey, let's roll right into the next one. It's like, oh, let's pump the brakes a little bit and see. There's some people that want to come again.
Tia trying to bunt her way on.
People that were at work.
Fouls it off.
How do you balance that? And so we were trying to thread that needle a little bit. We were scheduled at 5:30. We first pitch was at 5:15. We moved it up and just trying to maximize it. We have more seating here than we've ever had at Cowgirl Stadium.
0-1, trying a bunt again, and that one also foul. 0-2. Tia Warsop batting .327 here this season, and I did not think that her parents, Mark and Alex, were going to be here this weekend, but they are. They surprised me. I saw them out at the tailgate over there between games and said, Alex, what are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you. And she said, yeah, we canceled our plans for the weekend. Would rather be here than anywhere else.
Well, Ryan,
foul ball.
I talked about that family reunion. Like, it goes deep. It's not just our fans. It's our fans and our players' parents and our donors. And it's a big family, and it's fun. And when you're not here, you do miss it, Ryan.
0-2. That one driven into center field. Actually, right field, I should say, down for a base hit. Straightaway right field and down in front of Manow. So a 2-out single for Tia Warsop.
You know, as I look down in these seats, Ryan, I do see some of our individuals that aren't here, and I know they live out of town, but you know, I'm making that cry that they need to get here and be a part of it tomorrow, because you're not going to want to miss that.
How many more seats did we add in with the quadruple deck left center field now? Audrey Schneidmiller taking ball one. She is 1 for 1 here in the game and already has 10 hits this season, which is more than what she had all of last year.
Well, Ryan, if you look at our setup here, we have about 500 seats back behind home plate, and then 1,500 seats outside the main fence of our stadium.
1-0, runner on the move, has to go back of the foul ball. Cowgirls already have 4 stolen bases tonight. Tia tried to make it 5.
You know, at one point I was like, do we put the new video board on top of the press box? And I say that jokingly, but like when you have...
Oh, because you have more eyes out there.
You have more eyeballs out in the outfield. Like, so you want to make sure that's positioned so people can take a part of that. Total, we're about 2,000.
1-1, ball 2.
And I think that's a good number for us, Ryan, as we continue to grow. You know, we've done it since day one with Coach Gajewski. As you know, we look at it and let's get creative and let our fans kind of dictate how we build this thing out too. And that's how the corrals went from just a little bit, just trucks, to
2-1, Tia on the move. Throw down to second base in time, but the tag not there. A 5th stolen base of the night for Oklahoma State. Tia Warsop has taken second. 3 balls and a strike for Audrey Schneidmiller, a runner in scoring position. We have the 8 white flags out there and behind the left center field corral. That's where pretty much all the parents' families hang out. And flags for all the seniors. There's strike 2. Got a number 6 out there for Audrey Schneidmiller. Of course, can't tell which one it is right now because they're all pretty much just straight down with not really a lot of wind. 3-2, foul ball.
Ryan, let me break down the decks for you just a little bit. The first 2 levels, those are our original individuals that's had them since day 1. Levels 3 and 4 are all new season ticket holders. Think about that, Ryan. That's how much our brand is expanding. That's how much excitement is around the program.
3-2, pulled foul towards the Cowgirl dugout, and there's a lot of people standing up in the 3rd and the 4th rows of the decks. So it tells you there's a lot of people that have been taking advantage of that. And listen, if there's a place where I would want to watch a game here, like if it was me, and I just was here watching every game all season long, you would find me out in that palace out in left field as the Schneidmiller rides one out to right center field, and it is down for extra bases. Audrey Schneidmiller takes another one and strikes again. It's actually just a long single off the base of the wall. 3-0 Oklahoma State as Audrey Schneidmiller 2 for 2 today and driving in yet another run. She had 3 RBI in the first game and now has 1 here in the second game.
Ryan.
Thought that might have been extra bases, but Winkler got there quickly and Audrey Schneidmiller decided not to test it on a ball off the wall. Jaden Jones now up, taking a ball outside.
Ryan, and Audrey's one of those kids, like when she's had her opportunities this year, she's capitalized on it and she's found her way into the lineup more and more and more. And I think that senior leadership, you know, it's something that this younger group can lean on too. She's seen a lot over her time here.
Jaden Jones thought about going around, but takes it for ball 2.
And what I love about Audrey is in today's world where you have the portal, and you know how I stand on the portal, we've been very beneficial of it here at Oklahoma State.
Jones fouls one back into the seats. They were unfazed over there in the first row. It ended up bouncing to one of our fans down there. I think that may be I think that's the Downing family potentially down there. 2-1. Another one fouled back for Souvenir. Well, I say Souvenir, but we actually want you to return those.
But in this day and age, where the portal's so much out there, and it's almost a trendy thing, right? She's a kid that we brought in catcher after catcher, and she's had every opportunity to just hang it up and say, I'm going somewhere else to get more playing time. She stayed here, fought her tail off, and like when you talk about the Cowgirl way, she is the Cowgirl way. 2-2
ground ball to first base. Should end the inning. Indeed it does. Cowgirls strike for 1 in the first, the second, and now the third. Top of the 4th coming up. It's 3-0 Oklahoma State. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl softball from Learfield.
Two up for the Red Hawks, Martin, Shore, and Brandon. Fans, keep your head in the game. If you drink during the game, have a ride ready for after. Alcohol sales will end at the conclusion of the 4th inning. Remember, never drink and drive. This is a message from NDUI and the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office.
Back in here for the top of the 4th inning. Ryan Breeden and Jesse Martin hanging out, having fun. You know, sometimes we got to hit our cues. We got to get back on here.
Yeah. You think we'd be a little bit more in mid-season form, Ryan? It's not our first game together.
No, it's not. But you know what? We didn't have any games together last weekend. We were down in San Marcos. You were a busy man here, and you've been busy today as well with all the sporting events going on campus. Oklahoma State, though, holding it down here at the Fort Cowgirl Stadium. A 3-0 lead for Oklahoma State through 3 innings of play. 1 run in the first, the second, and the 3rd inning. 2 RBI from Rosie Davis and 1 from Audrey Schneidmiller. That's how you get the job done so far. And Presley Downing has been cool, calm, and collected. 53 pitches, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no earned runs. 1 time and a third through the order. Addison Martini, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Red Hawks of SEMO. Here in the 7th all-time meeting between these two programs. First pitch of the inning from Presley Downing. On the ground, a shortstop. 2 bounces and deep into the hole. No problem for Aubrey Jones. May have the strongest arm on this entire team, and she gets to show it off routinely over there at shortstop. And it gives you more flexibility on the left side of the infield, Jesse. You have Rosie Davis, who, you know, black eye and all right now. Incredible instincts and incredible reaction time and just raw ability at third. But then you have Aubrey Jones, who with that strong arm, she buys herself an extra half second to second pretty much on every throw because she can wait, make sure that she looks the ball in, whether it be a front hand, a backhand, deep in the hole, behind the second base bag, wherever it may be, and she can throw missiles to first base.
It's been fun to watch her grow, Ryan.
Aubrey Shore with a foul ball, so the count 1-1, 1 away here in the top of the 4th. And a fielding percentage in her young career already up over .935. And she's made some mistakes. I mean, she had an error in her first career game, actually, and it was one that neither her nor the coaching staff were worried about at all. Because, I mean, what she is speaking for itself. The 1-1, low and in, 2 balls and a strike.
Ryan, all those young kids last night, they had that fire in the eye. It wasn't, we're scared. And I'm going to say it time and time again. I said it last night. The games that we played the first 2 weeks, prepare them for the moments like that. So everyone was, the
Shore
vibe
with
was
a ground
good.
ball to third and a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I mean, in that game last night, right, J.L. Austin, one of your freshmen, she was 2 for 5 at the top of the lineup. Another one of your freshmen that you had there near the bottom of the order, Aubrey Jones, who we just talked about, she was 1 for 4. 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's another strikeout. Presley Downing with now 2 punch-outs so far through 3 2/3. As a Frito-Lay strikeout. Cowgirls bring the heat on game days, and so can you with Frito-Lay products. 2 outs now for Reagan Brannon.
Did you get a chance to look at Rosie last night?
Oh, yeah.
After the game?
Oh, yeah, I know I did. I talked to her in the clubhouse.
That eye was not fully open, Ryan. Almost
no.
like if you're looking down the scope of a gun.
Yeah.
She was zeroed in on that pitch last night.
A little bit, yeah. And she did not miss it.
Yeah, but it was swollen up good, and you know, each day gets a little bit better.
Yeah, I talked to her about it down in the clubhouse yesterday after the game, and yeah, she said it definitely impacts the vision a little bit. 1-0. Liner to shortstop, off the edge of the glove and out into left field for a 2-out single. Jones just about made that play at shortstop.
The length that she has makes it look easier than some of the shortstops we've had in the past. We've had some people there that weren't as tall and weren't as lanky, but like she makes it. But that was you had to be on that one, Ryan.
Yeah, that ball was smoked.
Now batting, number 7, Gracie Lumen.
Third hit of the game for the Redhawks, and it's with that 2-out single, turns it over as a flare out to shortstop. This time, an easy play for Jones to end the inning. So a 2-out single is all that comes around for the Redhawks, and it's still 3-0 Cowgirls through 3.5 innings of play. Bottom of inning number 4 coming up. Oklahoma State due up Aubrey Jones, who we just talked about ad nauseum there in that half inning. Then it'll be J.L. Austin and Rosie Davis. We'll have that on the other side of this break. You are listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball from Learfield.
T-shirts your way. Get on your feet, make some noise, and remember that Oklahoma Promo has you covered for all your promotional product needs.
Softball here at home in the sunset skies in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Obviously all dark blue, some grays off on the distance from us here in the press box, but for those that are out in the outfield, they get to see the sun setting over beyond us in the western skies and watch the Cowgirls, who are out to a 3-0 advantage over the Southeast Missouri Redhawks. Game number 18 of the regular season. The Cowgirls at 13-4. 1 run scoring in each of the 3 innings that the Bats have come up. And now we'll see if they can make it a 4th consecutive inning with a run scored, with Aubrey Jones leading us off. Still facing Elliott Stinson. 84 pitches thrown to get through the first 3 innings, and it has not been an efficient 84. But he's really done a good job of keeping the damage limited. The Cowgirls have left 5 runners on base and are batting 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight, and that's why this game is as close as it currently is. Here's the pitch. Jones cranks one out to right center field. Back it goes at the track, at the wall. Nothing going to keep that one in the yard this time. Aubrey Jones has her first home run as a Cowgirl, and rounding third, making it 4-0.
Brian, that location was almost identical to the one that she got robbed last night.
Yeah, nothing keeping that one in the yard this time. Sound the horn for the Cowgirls, their 2nd home run of the home schedule. And it comes from the freshman shortstop, Aubrey Jones.
Aubrey Jones.
I mean, it really was, Jesse. That was almost the same spot.
No, I was watching, and it had the same trajectory as it did last night.
A bit of a slice off the bat, a line drive there, and it's just a good thing that Hannah Core wasn't out in center field.
I was trying not to get too excited because we saw it last night.
Now J.L. Austin, another Cowgirl freshman, ahead in the count, 1-0. Yeah, I know you kind of get some PTSD from what happened last night. I'm sure Aubrey had the same thing and thought, come on, surely this one's got to go. And it absolutely did. Her 2nd home run of her career.
Well, in her swings last night, that one that she sent, and then she came back up in extra innings. Like, it looked smooth. It looked like she was dialed in a little bit and continued on right there with that at-bat.
2-0 the count. Cowgirls lead 4-0. The pitch in there for strike 1. J.L. Austin with a walk, run scored, then a 1-3 sacrifice bunt. So she's technically 0 for 0 tonight, 2-1. That's ball 3. Just saw that home run from Aubrey Jones. It's the 15th home run of the season for any Cowgirl. As there's strike 2.
Right.
Full count.
I want to remind our fans that, we got busy Cowboys and Cowgirls, right? And sometimes it's tough to catch all of our games. If you're on X, or what they used to call Twitter.
3-2 up and in. Another walk for JL Austin, the team leader in walks, makes it yet another one.
Or maybe you're at one of our games and another one's going on. You can go to Twitter, and we utilize what we call live scoreboard. And so instead of having to go and searching for what the scores are, if you follow OSU Athletics, our main account or our other accounts, it will pop up there. You can get the score, so we can check the baseball score. We can, whatever other OSU Athletics events taking place, you can catch it at a moment's notice.
Mark Redbird going to the bullpen, and we will be seeing the end of this start for the original starter, Elliot Stinson. We're going to take a timeout for that pitching change break. Pitching change is sponsored by TFCU. We'll introduce you to the new arm for the Redhawks when we come back. Oklahoma State leads 4-0 with a runner on first and nobody out here at the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl softball from Learfield. Pitching change for Southeast Missouri. The new arm in the circle will be the right-hander Summer Branch with a 9.23 ERA so far here in her freshman, freshman season. I was looking at the Cowgirl roster first and saw Montgomery Henderson, who's a freshman, but then Summer Branch is also a freshman who wears number 17 for Southeast Missouri, and she will come on to face Rosie Davis with a runner on first and nobody out here in the inning. Pitching change is sponsored by Tinker Federal Credit Union, one of the nation's leading credit unions with an easy mobile app in 30 locations and growing here in the state of Oklahoma. Tinker Federal Credit Union, or TFCU, is here for you.
That's my bank, Ryan. You know that.
You showed me the app one of those times I did that read.
My wife used to be the branch manager out there a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Rosie 1 for 2 here in the game. Another RBI to her season total. Had that RBI single there in the 2nd inning. 1 run in each, the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and now the 4th. This time, see if you can add a couple more. Davis taking a strike. We have a comment on Twitter. Someone tagged me in a post, and this is directed towards you. Something you did wrong. No, I'm kidding. This comes from Dylan, who asks if we can get there's a ball inside. If we can get a small little banner, like a ribbon board, somewhere here behind home, so that way you can see a little bit extra, the basic stats and the count, those types of things, because some people can't really see much of it when they're out there in the outfield. 2-1. Ground ball pulled foul for strike 2. So someone asking for a ribbon board somewhere here, basically behind home.
Brian, that's like, those things is what makes us better. And I say it whether I'm on the radio show, whether I'm up here with you, you have to listen to your fans if you want them to come out. It's so easy to stay at home, right? And so how do you continue to enhance that? It's a great one. It's something we've looked at over at Stadium. I think it's something we look at.
2-2, lifted out to right field, should be playable, and indeed it is for Manow, who makes the catch, and JL Austin a little bit far off the bag, but she's able to scamper back in. So fly out to right field for Rosie Davis. Brings up Claire Tim.
So my comment earlier, Ryan, about bringing the video board back here made a little bit of sense, right?
Bit.
As you have so many people out in the outfield.
Now batting the right fielder.
So maybe something in the future.
Yeah, so, somewhere up here. So at least you get some basic stats. You know, we looked at kind of where the pitch clock is.
There's a ball that skips away. A dirt ball read for J.L. Austin. Slashing her way into second.
Yeah, we're looking maybe on top of the visitors' dugout. You know, as you get over here, we have our pitch clock over here, Ryan. There's some places you can integrate it just a little bit. So, Dylan, we'll keep working on that and see what we can get done.
Love it.
If you want to grow it, Ryan, you got to listen to the fans.
Exactly. 1-0 runner in scoring position. Claire taking ball 2.
And that's really the mantra, Ryan, that I hope to bring to the Division I softball committee. And it's not just about growing cowgirl softball. That's a piece of the puzzle, but growing the sport as a whole.
Here's a 2-0. And that's ball 3. You know, there's a term that I used at the Diamond Club banquet when I was up there at the beginning, and it's so true for this place. This place is a sports equivalent of a desire path, which is, you know, you have like a patch of grass. There's 3-0 taken for strike 1. And over time, you see people that pick the path of most desire, and they create like a little dirt path, and that becomes a walkway that naturally people just create themselves, and then it slowly maybe they'll decide to go pave that path. 3-1, fouled off for strike 2 down the left field line. This place kind of has been that, right? There was a time not too long ago, Jesse, where the corrals out there, the decks didn't exist, where we obviously didn't have the video board out there in right field. We didn't have those bleachers out there in right field either. There's a ball caught at shortstop by Martini. Great play to rob a base hit from Claire Tim. So now 2 gone and runner on second base, and we will see Amanda Hassler. So you pulled up a picture that I actually am glad you brought up, because this was one that I saw earlier today on social media of what Cowgirl Stadium looked like back in the 1980s. And it's eye-opening to say the least. First pitch to Amanda. Ball 1.
Ryan, I had a chance to show that photo to one of our alums that came in today. She came in just to hear. It's an open door. They're part of the family. You helped build this, and I pulled up that photo. And she was just so excited about last night. And I said, let me take you down a trip down memory lane.
Hassler takes a call at strike 1. Yeah, I mean, that was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And it looked like that. There was nothing.
Now, she did tell me they had really good dirt.
Okay, well, at least they had that going for them. 1-1. That one dug out and fouled up and over the head of the third baseman, Sazov. So the count 1-2. 1 run in here in the inning on a solo home run from Sauce, a.k.a. Aubrey Jones.
Ryan, did you get a chance to notice the video board when we had an official review today?
Yeah, they were showing it up there.
So that's something that, you know, we had to push a little bit in the rules. We don't have Orange Power Studios producers, so there's no instant replay. So how do we continue to engage the fans?
Hassler goes down on a curve on the outer half, and it ends the inning. So the Cowgirls, 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 1 run in the third, and you guessed it, 1 run in the fourth. Top of the 5th coming up. It's 4-0 Cowgirls. You're listening to Oklahoma State softball from Learfield. Come and gone here in the second game. 9 innings have come and gone in total throughout games 1 and 2 of the day. So we're still playing we're still trying to play catch up from the 11 innings played last night. that game that took 3+ hours.
I don't know how I feel about that, Ryan. Like, I enjoyed the win, but, like, man, it was such a game. I'd be okay if we still playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we had to stop it, and we're still in, like, the 20-something inning
we were
right
just
now.
on the edge of our seat all night long.
Yeah,
and it was
we
just
were.
like, it felt like postseason softball.
It really
being
did.
played in February.
Right now, here in this second game against Southeast Missouri, it's 4-0 Oklahoma State through 4 innings of play. Presley Downing so far here tonight in her 5th start of her career. 62 pitches thrown, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and no earned runs. She has faced 16 batters, so nearly completing her way through the order a second time, and it's Jaylee Walther that will lead this thing off. You know, you mentioned yesterday, right? And that was maybe the most Oklahoma City-esque game that I have seen in a regular season, especially in February, in quite some time.
Ryan, there were some big-time games in Clearwater, but there's something about being on a campus location.
First pitch of the inning, a bunt, back down, right to the circle, and Presley Downing makes quick work of that. Known as being a good, disciplined fielder as well, which is a big part of having success in the circle, and Presley able to make the play for a quick out number 1 on the first pitch of the inning. And now Jasmine Manow,
What's your name?
Now batting number
Actually,
18,
Leslie
Kayla
Menard.
Yandich.
oh, I'm actually, okay. We're gonna take that back a second time. So it was supposed to be Jasmine Manow, and she is being pinch hit for. So batting in her place, Kaylin Yamitz. No 1 count. Corner infielders pinched in. There's a slapped foul and an 0-2 count. Another one of these freshmen for Mark Redburn. He's got a good contingent of them that he tries to rotate in and out, but still they have a ton of experience as a team overall. And just kind of trying to survive their way through this early part of their schedule. They'll be back in the Ohio Valley Conference portion of their schedule here soon. Got to dim the video board, Jesse. Not the big one, just the one that if you're watching, I don't want that. Just the one that if you're watching is there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Another Frito-Lay Cowgirl strikeout. Cowgirls bring the heat on game days, and so can you with Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Doritos, and other Frito-Lay products. 3 punch-outs now for Presley Downing. Frito-Lay, proud sponsor of all Presley Downing and Oklahoma State strikeouts. So 2 gone here in the 5th. Camden Hutton back to the top of the order. She's 1 for 2, a single in the 1st. And now taking ball 1. We have that board behind home plate.
Yep.
That you can see on the ESPN Plus broadcast if you're watching right now. And the balancing act, we control that up here. The balancing act is when it gets dark, you've got to dim it. 1-0, Hutton taking the ball. Just to prove to you that I control this, you see Oklahoma Proton Center right now, right? There's Hard Rock Cafe. There's Konica Sausage. And we're back to Oklahoma Proton Center. See? 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Hutton taking ball 3.
I'm just surprised we trust you with all that, Ryan.
You're surprised?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't trust me?
Oh, I trust you. You know that.
Well, I appreciate it.
Just need to supervise you a little bit.
From time to time. Never know with me. 3-0, here's the pitch. Finds the zone this time.
And Ryan, all those new integrations, like we've had a lot of sponsors jump on over the last 4 years, 3 years, and it just continues to grow. And that's an important part of our game day and growing this program is what our sponsors contribute to us. So can't say thank you enough to them, and I know they appreciate you taking care of the video board.
3-1. And there's strike 2. So 3-0, now to 3-2. Presley Downing fell behind in this at-bat, but now working it back to full. 2 outs, nobody on, 4-0 Oklahoma State. Top of the 5th inning against Southeast Missouri. See if she can battle all the way back. Here's a 3-2. And a foul ball. Well, Presley, when you look overall at what she has done, her body of work so far in her freshman season, hasn't had to work super far into games. 3-2 to Hutton, and a ground ball to second base. Should end the inning. Jaden Jones, no problem. Able to work it all the way back from 3-0 to 3-2 and finish off the inning with a ground out. 1-2-3 inning for Presley Downing. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cowgirls with a 4-0 lead. You are listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball, sponsored by Simmons Bank from Learfield.
Fans, it's time for the 5th inning stretch. Get up, shake out your legs, and sing along.
Here at Cowgirls Stadium, the first home weekend of the 2026 season here with Team 11, the 11th season of the Kenny Gajewski era. We got to see last night the 28th career NFCA Top 10 victory for Kenny Gajewski as the head coach of Oklahoma State with that win against number 9 Nebraska, or number 4, depending on which poll you look at. And we'll get to have a lot more clarity on that with Mr. Jesse Martin, who's with us now as obviously a member of the softball committee. You guys are going to start coming out with your rankings here fairly soon, right?
Yeah, we've already had our first what we call RAC, which is regional area kind of committee, where we have coaches that are in the field that help us and they give us feedback. And I was actually telling you that SEMO is actually a school that's in my region. I'm in the South region, and so we divide it up, and then we start building our rankings off of that. So anytime you talk rankings, Ryan.
Carly Godwin taking a strike one here in the first pitch at the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-0 Oklahoma State.
I'm always just raising my eyebrow at you a little bit whenever you start talking about all these different rankings. Like,
Yep.
let's just take a pause and let's get the real rankings out.
The real ones, the ones that Jesse Martin is a part of. 0-1, that one off the plate. It's kind of funny, though, you're in the South region, and the Ohio Valley Conference is a part of your region. It doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah. So they divided up. You know, there's some.
Carly up the middle, kicks off the glove of one, and into second base. Hutton, who makes the play. One gone in the bottom of the 5th. Tia Warsop back up.
So the Big 12 is the big player, right, in the South, and then I'd say Conference USA, Sun Belt, and then you have a few smaller schools. So I watch a lot of games in that region.
First pitch showing bunt and pulling back wisely as there's a ball outside. So you watch a lot of quote-unquote lower-level softball games.
Enough games that my family, I'll be sitting on the back porch and they're like, why are we watching La Tech? Right? Like, explain this to me. Why are you so into it? And then when you break it down, it makes sense, right? But it's a lot of games.
Show bunt again. Same result as last time, pulling it back for ball 2.
And it's not that I don't watch other regions as well. And I'll sit in on other area RAC calls, you know, whether it's west, east, south, east, whatever that is.
2-0, try it again, and that one fouled. The count 2-1. And for a lot of those meetings, you have to leave the room or be basically muted on a call, right, when it's Oklahoma State that's being discussed.
You know, a lot of that, like when we're talking in the rankings, it's okay. When we get into the seeding, you know, in Indianapolis, that's when it gets real serious.
You got to go for a walk and come back and hope that things stay the way that you had them set. Here's the 2-1. Tia, 4th try is the charm on the bunt. She gets it down. Throw to first, though, is in time. What a play made there by Branch. Those are some wheels barreling down the first base line, and the freshman does a good job ranging over and making the quick transition throw to first. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th, and SEMO hanging tough.
But my main job on that ranking committee is to be an expert of that South rack, but also have a very good understanding of the rest of the softball world.
Audrey Schneidmiller, who has burst onto the scene here in the last 2 to 3 weekends. She's 2 for 2 here in the game. If you combine that along with the most recent game as well, she is 3 for 4. To go along with that, she has 4 RBI on the day, 8 RBI on the season, and 11 hits in 29 at-bats. She's batting .379. And a 2-0 count. On the way, there is ball 3. And she's become such a dangerous piece in the back half of this lineup, one that has shown the clutch gene with 2 outs, did it yesterday when you're down to your final strike against Nebraska and gets the game-tying single to right field. She's had great plate discipline, taking a 3-0 for a called strike, just as a formality.
You know, Coach Gajewski always looks for production in that bottom half of the lineup, Ryan.
There's a ground ball to third. On a couple of bounces, the throw to first is dug out in time, so that'll end the inning. We'll go ahead and get on to the top of the 6th when we come back. 4-0 Oklahoma State. It's Cowgirls softball from Learfield.
We report Southeast Missouri, Winkler, Faceoff, and Martin.
Oklahoma State with a 4-0 lead through 5 innings of play here in the second game of our doubleheader on this Friday night. Ryan Breeden and Jesse Martin broadcasting Oklahoma State softball here on KGFY, the Varsity Network app, StillwaterRadio.net, as well as ESPN+. Thanks for tuning in with us here tonight. If you're still looking for what to do for dinner, you know what I'm going to recommend, Jesse? Go on to Brahms. You would stop in there, you can get yourself some delicious cheeseburgers, freshly squeezed limeade, crinkle-cut fries, hand-dipped ice cream, and milkshakes and sundaes made with Brahms A2 fresh milk. Brahms, farm fresh for over 50 years and a proud sponsor and partner of Oklahoma State Athletics. A lot of great options there. I may just have to stop there after the game. I'm talking myself into it.
You know I'm down for a milkshake anytime, Ryan.
Yes, you are. So if you can't get your go-to, the eggnog shake, what's the pivot? I know you like malt.
Yeah, I'd probably go with a chocolate hot veg malt.
Okay.
I had to go with one.
It's one that Coach G likes too, isn't it?
Yeah, we like double malt. We're old-fashioned.
Gosh. Madison Winkler leading off here in the 6th inning. She is 1 for 2, has one of the 3 hits. First pitch in the middle of the field, and the throw to first not in time, so a leadoff single. Second hit of the game for Madison Winkler. That one just hit slowly enough that it allowed for some extra time to run that one out. Aubrey Jones didn't have any issues making the play, but that throw to first was not in time, at least at the moment. I think we'll have a challenge. So let's go take a look at the DVS monitor down below. So the call on the field is safe at first for Madison Winkler, and we will check this thing over extra carefully.
Ryan, we don't know what they're showing on the screen right now, but I sure hope they're just maybe panning over to the big board a little bit.
Yeah. It's tough to tell from the behind camera angle. Maybe can see a little bit better with that reverse angle. It's a close play. Let's see, slowing down right there. I think that's gonna stand.
It helps you too, doesn't it?
It does. That looks like it's gonna stand. If it does, then it'll be a runner on first and nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. It's close, without a doubt. That's one that I think is tough to overturn, especially if you don't have a clear camera angle, and maybe they're using that one that's over down the first base dugout, that behind angle that's right there up close and personal. If they can use that one, then maybe they would be able to overturn this thing, but right now, I think this is gonna stand. If it does, it'll be runner on first for Brooklyn Sazoff. Nobody out here at the top of the 6th. Cowgirls leading at 4-0 over Southeast Missouri. 4 runs on 6 hits for Oklahoma State and no runs on 4 hits for SEMO. Could be their 5th hit of the night if this one stands.
They're zooming in, looking really at that close of the glove, Ryan.
They are, and I mean, it's really close, don't get me wrong.
And it gets back to, it's so important.
Well, there it is, call stands.
And I was going to say, Ryan, it's so important, that original call. You know, if it's close and it's just not clear cut that it was a bad call, that original call stands.
So Brooklyn Sazoff up now with a runner on first after the unsuccessful challenge. She's 0 for 2 today with a couple of fielder's choice groundouts. Wouldn't mind having another one of those here. There's a foul ball for strike 1. Having fun celebrating the opening weekend of the season. Gajewski family celebrating their youngest son, Gray Gajewski's 2nd birthday yesterday. 0-1, that one lifted out to right field for Claire Tim, who's there and easily makes the catch for out number 1.
Now, Ryan, I can relate to that a little bit, not because I don't remember when I was 2.
Okay.
But, you know, my kids have grown up in this program, and just to see the way that he looks up to those girls, you know, Coach Gajewski and I, our kids have had that multiple times. Each stage that they're through, they have a different experience. And it's just one of those things, like, Gray was down there, the girls were singing happy birthday to him. He's just lighting up, smiling ear to ear.
Addison Martini showing bunts, taking ball 1, pulling it back. A lot of similar qualities that Gray has with his dad. You know, one of them that maybe he doesn't share is the full head of hair. But otherwise, a lot of similarities in the personality. But I was asking Coach G between games as there's a foul ball for strike 1. I was asking him, so what'd you do for Gray's birthday yesterday? And he said, well, obviously we're a little bit busy, but here this weekend we're planning on having a party for him. And I said, okay, so what's the theme gonna be? It's animals. He's all about animals right now. I was like, okay, so what goes along with a party like that? He said, we're gonna have live animals at the party. So here's the 1-1, a bunt down the first base line. Got to get it to first quickly, covering the bag, Jaden Jones. There in time with a throw from Carly Godwin, 2 down on the sacrifice bunt. Moves it on down to Aubrey Shore, who will try to drive in SEMO's first run of the day between both games. And so I said, okay, what is entailed with an animal-themed party? And he said, we're gonna have live animals there. And I said, okay, give me an example of the one that's gonna be there. And he kind of, you know, through gritting his teeth, he was like, I think we're gonna have snakes there. I was like, I don't like snakes that much, but I think we're gonna have snakes at the party.
That's the only animal?
I mean, that's the only one that he could say off the top of his head. He said, we'll have other ones there, but
I'll help him out. I'll see if I can find something
send
around the
something that
neighborhood.
way.
Yeah. Bring a camel or something.
Oh, man, yeah, just stumble across one of those. First pitch to Aubrey Shore is taken for strike 1.
But Ryan, just as much as it's impactful on our kids being around this program and kept growing up through it, it's just as impactful on the girls as well. And when you're in the dugout and it's a passionate game, you always know you have little eyes around.
That one lifted out to right field, hit well. Tim not going to get there, off the wall. The first run of the entire day does come in to score for SEMO, but the throw to second is there in time. Lily Delmain driving in a run off the bench. At least I believe that runner crossed home before that throw and the tag. Indeed it is, so the run will score, but Clareton able to deliver a strike into second base. Delmain cut down in second. It will end the top of the 6th inning, but it is 4-1 Cowgirls. Southeast Missouri gets on the board for the first time across the 9 innings, now actually 11 innings of play that they have had out there here today. Go to the bottom of the 6th, Oklahoma State again up 4-1. It's Cowgirls softball from Learfield. Three-run lead through 5.5 innings of play in game 2 of the day. 4-1 our current score, and it is Jaden Jones getting ready to lead things off, followed by Aubrey Jones and then J.L. Austin. Southeast Missouri scoring its first run of its 11 innings that it's been up at the plate there in that last half inning. Top of the 6th, it was an RBI single from Lily Delmain. She was thrown out at second to end the inning, but the run came around to score first. Jaden Jones now ahead in the count, 1-0. Still facing Summer Branch, who has a 7.57 ERA. She's gone 2 innings so far this season. It's gone 1 inning now of no runs given up. Well, actually, she's gone 11 innings this season. She's given up a total of 12 earned runs during those innings. It's a 1-1. Jaden Jones taking strike 2. That one looked good to hit. We'll see if she gets another one like it. Jones batting .194 so far this season, has taken advantage, 7 RBI. She has more RBI than hits this year so far, so she's been good at manufacturing runs. But of course, leading off here in the inning, the 1-2, outside for ball 2. And you know, even though they're not twins, Jesse, they do look a lot alike, don't they?
They do. Yeah, the first time that they
ball 3.
I saw both.
Which one? Is that, oh my gosh.
Jones.
Well, yeah, that's one way to get both their
That's the way
attention.
you get it. Yep.
During games, you know that Aubrey is the one that has the glittery eye black on. Ball 3 outside. And now ball 4. So we'll lead off walk. Aubrey Jones aboard. Or Jaden Jones aboard, I should say, for Aubrey Jones coming up. Have a pinch runner. Libby J. Hughes, one of the freshmen, running in place of Jaden Jones. Libby been pretty much primarily a base runner so far this year, getting valuable experience on the base paths.
Pinch runner at first base, number 13, Libby J. Hughes. Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Aubrey Jones.
And now Aubrey Jones, who has one long ball here today, a solo shot out to right center field. In her most recent time up there in the 4th, see if she can follow that up with another one. We've had 2 home runs hit this weekend. The walk-off home run from Rosie Davis yesterday, and then the one from Aubrey Jones swinging away on a 1-0 pitch and fouling it back for strike 1. Batting .357 so far here this season. 1-1. Ripped down the line and fair for extra bases. Into the right field corner it goes. JQ's coming around third. The throw, not even close, and it's a stand-up triple for Aubrey Jones. So her second extra base hit of the game, a home run, and now a triple. Her first, actually second triple of the season.
Number 34, J.L. Austin.
And brings us back to the top, and now a 5-1 game. Cowgirls get that run right back and looking to get more. Aubrey Jones continuing to get better and better at the plate. The consistency has been the biggest thing she's going to need to try to find. 1-0. JL taking ball 2. But I think that's the case for a lot of people, right? A lot of players, when they're so early on in their career, had a fantastic weekend when we were down in Palo Alto, her first weekend, and then had a bit of a slow offensive weekend down in Clearwater, picked it back up at San Marcos, and has continued that here into this weekend. Picking up her 4th multi-hit game of her career, has driven in 1 run, has scored 1 run, has a home run, and now a triple here in the game. Here's the 2-0. There's strike 1. Cowgirl Softball, sponsored by Tiger Drug, proudly serving Stillwater and surrounding communities for over 100 years. 2-1. Ripped foul. 100 years, that's about as much time combined as these two programs, Oklahoma State and Southeast Missouri, have been around total. Cowgirls in year 51 of their program's history, Southeast Missouri in year 50 of their program's history.
I don't know if SEMO's ever been here, but I do know they've not been here in the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, they'd never been here in the Kenny Gieske era before. 2-2, JL on the ground to second base. It'll score a run with the ground out to second. 6-1 Oklahoma State. 2 runs in here in the 6th. And with 1 gone, we'll see Rosie Davis back up again. Continue that hit streak to 11 games.
Rosie Davis.
Which is the longest hit streak of her entire career. She had a 10-game hit streak last season, right around the same part of the year. She started it midway through the Clearwater Invitational and on into the first weekend at home of the season last year, and then lost it. So now officially with an 11-game hit streak, which is the longest of her entire college career.
And there was times that opening weekend, Ryan, like she was in position to have a huge impact and just missed it. You know what I mean? And as she was getting to that groove of the season, and so it was great to see her start getting in that groove week 2 and just carrying it on.
0-1 outside. Yeah, you get the sense that this is a very different team than the one that lost a couple of games to Stanford in the first weekend, right? And Stanford, their pitching situation, I think, is better than what people probably thought it was. Their offense, especially their first 4, really, really good. But this was the first game in this new era of Cowgirl softball. There's a ground ball to third, misplayed by Sazoff and into left field for a 1-out base hit. So another multi-hit game for Rosie Davis.
She's a kid, Ryan, that her personality is just infectious. You know what I mean? It's just fun to be around, always happy. I don't think she's had a bad day in her life.
7 multi-hit games on the season already, despite the slow start to the season. Most multi-hit games in the team this year. Now Claire Tim with a big swing out to center field, back at the wall, and goodbye! Home run to Tim Reaper, strikes for 2. Sound the horn for the 3rd home run of the season for Claire Tim. And that makes it 8-1 Oklahoma State.
For number 18, Claire Tim.
2-run shot out into the student section.
Cowgirl home runs are scored by the House Agency, serving Stillwater's insurance and real estate needs since 1951.
Love to see that from Steady Eddie. She's just been so good this season, folks, and it's been so nice to see her back to her 2024 form.
You know, Ryan, as you continue to get older within your career, roles change. And finding the right role for her, I think she's found it this year. I think Coach Gasky has her in the right role. And sometimes, you know, you can force people to take different roles and people respond differently. And I think we found the role that she needs to be in. And she's been very impactful this season.
Right there in the heart of the order, and she went 7 for 11 last weekend down in San Marcos. Had a rough game 1 this weekend against Nebraska. She went 0 for 4, but then in the first game of the day today, she went 1 for 3, had an RBI and a run scored, and then here today in the second game, 2 for 4, having that 2-run home run most recently, driving in her 17th and 18th runs of the season. And now we'll get to see Montgomery Henderson for the first time. Here on the weekend, at least, she has had a handful of at-bats and a couple of starts mixed in there. She's 5 for 12 on the year, batting .417. And a 1-0 count for MG as she goes by. Taking ball 2. Got to have a nice conversation with MG. We were down in San Marcos. We went and had breakfast the day that we ended up leaving and heading back home. Went to first watch as here's the 2-0. Henderson takes ball 3 and got to get to know her better, get to understand, you know, her family, her origins, Katy, Texas, and she had a ton of family down there with us in San Marcos. You know, Jacqueline and Clint, her parents, I got to talk with them very briefly. Had more extended family there as well. Here's the 3-0, and there is ball 4. Nice and easy plate appearance for Montgomery Henderson. Still just 1 away in the inning, and the Cowgirls a chance to walk this thing off in run rule fashion.
Right, that was the most important thing last year when we brought you on full time, and to get you embedded with this program, because you're a true extension. We wanted you to get to know our kids. We want you to be able to tell their stories and then feel comfortable with you, because we have some unbelievable kids in our program. People can say that about every program. I feel differently about ours, and we truly appreciate you getting to know them and traveling with us, right? It's a big part of telling that story, because each one of these kids has a unique story that makes them special.
And her family, for MG, so ingrained in Katy, Texas. Pretty much her entire family lives there. And I asked her, okay, so when you're done with college, when you're done playing, when you go to figure out what you're going to do, you know, after college, she's majoring in kinesiology, you go back to Katy, and she said, yes, that is where I want to live. Like, I want to be back home, close to my family. I want to be right back where I grew up. Macy Graff pinch running now, and Lexi McDonald getting an at-bat and taking ball 1. So family very important to Montgomery Henderson, as it is for Lexi McDonald. Here's the 1-0. Taking a strike. Saw her brother Cord here in the crowd earlier today. Did you see Cord?
I did. Lexi, the pride of Silo, Oklahoma. Always give her trouble about that. I love the small town kids, Ryan, here in Oklahoma. She's just, talk about the Cowgirl way, she's another one of those kids that just continues to grind.
1-1. It's a ball outside. She was the only Cowgirl that had a hit in both games in the Women's College World Series 2 years ago.
You know, we have a little handshake we do before each game. It's supposed to bring a little love.
Yeah. 2-1 on the ground to second base. Could be 2. Well, instead of trying to turn it, they'll just go to first for the easy out there. So a 4-3 put out, runner advancing up to second. Now 2 gone in the inning, and we'll see Madison Hoffman getting her first at-bat in front of the home crowd. Hoff was kind of a rarity as a true freshman last year. She was injured, tore her ACL first day of spring practice last year. And rather than do what a lot of players would do if they know they're out for the season, and that is be here for the home games, don't travel for the away games. There's a strike taken to Hoff. She traveled every single road trip last year. Even though she could not play, she was out. At the beginning of the year, she was on, you know, she had her little scooter, she was on crutches, then she went to the boot. 0-1, well, I guess not the boot, but I guess the big knee brace, you know, for the ACL surgery. But she traveled to every single game, even though she was out the entire season.
says a lot about her, Ryan. And then, you know, for Coach Gajewski, you make those decisions. If you're injured, some people want to go, and
1-1 is taken at the knees for strike 2.
And sometimes, you know, just from travel restrictions, you say, you know, and we'd like you to be there, but, you know, we're not going to send you on an XYZ trip, right? And he's one. Coach Gajewski was an individual that felt like she was such a glue piece of this program at a young age.
1-2, Hoff with a flare to center field, down for a base hit, and that should end it. Here comes Macy Graff, the throw not in time, and it's a walk-off winner for Oklahoma State, and it's the redshirt freshman, Maddie Hoffman, that delivers the final punch. Final score, Oklahoma State 9, Southeast Missouri 1, and a run rule victory in 6. So look at that. You go 2-0 on the day, and you play just as many innings today as you did to get the 1 win last night, Jesse.
Yeah, no, Brian, hey, and it just tees us up for, you know, a great day today, took care of business, and tees it up for a great game showdown tomorrow.
Well, the Cowgirls did a lot of work there in the 6th inning. 5 runs in the inning, and that was their 8th time this season. I know this because I did this research in the last game. Their 8th time this season where they've had an individual inning where they've scored 5 or more runs. Already, through 18 games, 8 times where you've had 5 or more runs in a single half inning. They did it here to give a bit of a punctuation to this 2-0 day and an 8-game win streak now for the Cowgirls. Jesse, any final thoughts before we send you on your way?
Yeah, no, like I said, we took care of business today. I think it tees us up for a great showdown tomorrow. If you're interested in getting out here, we'd still love to have you. Go to okstate.com/tickets or show up here before. We have some at the gate. Even standing room, we can get you in. And we're going to try to pack this place out, Ryan, and give an atmosphere that these girls need as they battle Nebraska tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that'll be... We're looking forward to that one, and that will be played tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and that'll be a rematch of the thrilling 11-inning showdown. Yesterday, the Cowgirls won 2-1. 11 innings in total today, an 8-0 victory in Game 1 in 5 innings, and then a 9-1 win in 6 innings, and it was all capped off by the walk-off run rule single from Madison Hoffman. We'll take a timeout and we'll transition into our post-game coverage. Oklahoma State wins 9-1 against Southeast Missouri. It's Oklahoma State Cowgirls softball from Learfield.